Today I want to show you this landline telephone I made on a breadboard. It uses an RP2040 microcontroller, a DAC for audio, a OLED display, and, this is kind of the coolest part, a voice modem. So an actual tiny dial-up modem, probably the tiniest dial-up modem that you've seen, I'm guessing. And it's kind of a very cool part. I honestly want to make a video about it separately at some point. So yeah, as you can see, it can make and place completely normal phone calls. You can see where the phone line connects there at the bottom left. I call it a telephone. It's not really a telephone because it doesn't have a microphone, but that's more because I ran out of space on the breadboard rather than like an actual technical constraint. So let me show you how it works. So you just plug in your RJ11 phone jack, your headphones so you can hear it, and USB-C power. Okay, let me make it a little darker in here so you can see it. Hold on. So just to demonstrate it, I made it so this button here will dial and call a test phone number, which just plays like hold music. Okay, you can't really hear it from the earbud, so here's a recording of it. You get it. It's a normal telephone call. I think it sounds okay. It's a little like low bit rate sounding, but telephone calls never sounded that good. So this is sort of a V2 of a previous design that I made, which used a macro pad that had a bunch of phone keypad buttons on it. But on this one, I don't have those buttons. So in lieu of that, I made it so you can type in numbers via a computer connected to it. So yeah, you can see I'm using the arrow keys and I can delete this number and type more numbers in. For example, let's call another number. I'm sorry for using this joke a second time. I guess I'm just out of bits. I don't know. Something else that it does that I'm proud of is it has line in use and line disconnected detection. I can't demonstrate this for you now, but if another phone connected to the same phone line picks up, then it'll indicate that the line is in use. And then if the line is unplugged, it actually shows this little dialog that says line disconnected, which is pretty cool. So all the software for this thing is written in Python. I had to overclock the microcontroller a little bit to get it performant enough in Python to do what I'm doing with the audio, because I have to read from serial and then send that to a DAC over I2S and then talk to the display via I2C. It pushes the limits of what you can do on the microcontroller a little bit, at least what you can do in Python. For example, I wanted to show like a call in progress indicator on the display while a call is happening, and that isn't doable, at least in my code, because it just doesn't have enough like clock cycles to be able to update the display while bringing audio from serial to the DAC. It just doesn't work. I'm sure if you redid the whole thing in C, you could probably do a lot more in that time, but that's not what I'm interested in. Probably the biggest problem was actually just connecting all this stuff on the breadboard. I have these little solid core wires that I use to interconnect between things while keeping it all flat without using those DuPont wires that fly over all the components, which makes for a much cleaner look. But just getting it to connect properly and getting the right voltages across the entire board to the other side without incurring a bunch of resistance is tough. And weird stuff would happen where it would start the modem, but the voltage would be too low on the modem side because of series resistances just from all the connections, and then it would throw off the voltage reading, so the modem would think the line was disconnected when it wasn't, or connected when it wasn't, so that was definitely tough. Maybe I need thicker wire, or maybe I just shouldn't do breadboards. Maybe I should just make PCBs. The modem is very cool. The whole thing talks over serial, like modems do. It is a total normal dial-up modem, a voice modem like you might have had a few decades ago. And it can make and place phone calls. I don't know if people ever actually used voice modem stuff. I don't know if people were placing calls and then listening to them from their computer that often. But it's very interesting, actually, because the whole thing is digital as soon as it gets to the device. So I don't do any analog processing. I don't need to think about the phone line at all, basically, which is just very cool. You can see that I connected the phone jack on the side here with this little bit of double stick tape, and then these little push terminal things that then bring it into the breadboard, which I think is a pretty good solution for that. And yeah, that's basically it. I have another video which shows the earlier version of this that uses an actual macro pad, which admittedly does look cooler. So you can check that out if you want more. And thank you for watching.